in what procedure and process the parliament is to make law, and what is the content of the law. And that is what the Honorable Member, Mr. Yachuri, has been saying. That's a jurisdiction of the parliament itself. Supreme Court never told you bypass the normal legislative process and bring an ordinance. Supreme Court never told you what should be the content of that law. What are the expanded horizons of that law? Now, if a very large section of members today feels that the normal legislative process should apply, then why bypass that process of consultation? Because delimitation per se, sir, just as the Honorable Minister's experiences, we've also experienced it, is a very complicated process. Now, there is a delimitation commission which is headed by a retired judge. The delimitation process has very wide consultations. There are associate members in every state. They move from state to state. One of the principles that the delimitation commission last time followed was, and that's a part of the law, why did we freeze the number of constituencies? We froze the number of constituencies within a state on the principle that in relation to family planning, those states which are performing states must not lose the number of states, must not lose their representation in this house and the number of seats in this house. And those which are non-performing states must not benefit because of their own non-performance. These are all principles which were borne in mind. Is not the standing committee the right forum to go into all these questions? The standing committee can be expedited, and therefore when the parliament meets after the break, we can have the benefit of the parliamentary wisdom and a consultation process. Therefore, to insist that we must bypass all those processes, and therefore, because the government has been lax for the last 13 months, it did not bring a proper legislation, and now time is not left. Well, still sufficient time is left. We have still over a year to go for the next elections. In the next 2-3 months, this whole process can be completed. And therefore, the minister should not insist on an ordinance and therefore go by the consultation process.